Hey, what's going on? It's Bab Aditiba, your tech homie. Make sure you like and subscribe. Before you do anything, I definitely need a like. Y'all check out this new camera. You can see my face, see the background. You can see everything that's going on. Check out all the details. Give me some feedback. What do you think about the lighting? What do you think about the quality? This is a new camera, Sony ZV1. I was calling it ZV1. Apparently, people refer to it as a ZV1. Who knew without YouTube? Nobody would know that. That's who. So we're gonna go over like the quality of the camera real quick, but we're gonna focus on like 3 career paths in software training. If you are not in Facebook group Man in Technology, if you are not my Facebook friend, shame on you. But I've shared and different information in like even the Black IT Network group on Facebook. I've shared different information about being a Jira admin, being an Office 365 admin, and also being an Epic admin. So that's what this video is mostly about. If you don't want to get into coding, these are some non-coding options for you. If you feel like people are coming to you at your job, maybe you work at just a regular non-tech job, and people are coming up to you on how to use, the software at your job, and you're finding yourself as a position of authority and a knowledge base for that. This might be for you. You're picking up softwares quickly. There is a career for you. So the first one is a Jira admin, right? Jira admin, it is it's a project management software, right? You see it in a lot of software development teams. People use it to track their stories, to track their tickets, to plan out their work, to create roadmaps. People use Jira, Jira, for so many reasons. So you can look up Jira. Maybe on the playback, I'll have some screenshots of what Jira looks like. I just hired a producer, so my producer Victor is going to help me out with that in our next video. But you can just look up Jira Administrator, entry level, $78,000. That's the base pack. Again, if you find yourself at a non-tech job and people are coming up to you to learn or to perform different tasks on the software you're using at work, if you find yourself picking up software quickly and easily whenever you're just either going through life or going through from job to job, or different phones or different cameras or whatever, if you find yourself picking up software quickly, there is a career for you. Absolutely. Entry level that starts out paying $78,000. And I know what you're probably thinking, do I have to have a tech background? I will address that at the end, but do not let that obstacle block you. I'm not making this video for no reason. So how much does Jira Administrator make? 0 to 1 years. You can check it out on Glassdoor. $78,000. All right, $78,000. I don't know what you can do with $78,000. If you are in DFW, we're gonna quickly go over an article that talks about like how much does it cost to live comfortably. Do you hit that marker? I don't know. So the first one is Jira Admin. Jira, like I said, it's a project software management tool. A lot of teams use it to track their stories, to create roadmaps, to plan out their project. Excuse me. Next career, and this is a career that I am familiar with, Office 365 Administrator. Office 365 Administrator, where you're probably familiar with like Microsoft Office 365, or just like Microsoft Word, Excel. So Microsoft Office is the suite, of course, it's the full program. And Office 365 is the cloud-based subscription service for Microsoft Office 360. For Microsoft Office. So Microsoft Office 365 is the cloud-based subscription service for all of those Microsoft Office products that we enjoy, from Microsoft Outlook, from Word, Excel, Teams, so on and so forth. There are 9 total programs. Okay, and the starting pay, average annual pay, says here $88,000. I would bet you if you go to Glassdoor and you look at 0 to 1 years, I bet you it would also be equal to that $78,000. Okay, but here on ZipRecruiter and Glassdoor, we're looking at $88,000 average annual pay for Office 365 Administrator. So if you find yourself proficient with like Excel, Microsoft Word, Outlook, if you find yourself maybe even not proficient, but if you find people coming to you to do certain tasks, whether it's like relay emails, change your format in a particular way, you will be a perfect person for this role. An administrator is exactly what it sounds like. You administrate someone else's system. So if you are a company or an individual and you are having trouble with your Microsoft Word, or you're not receiving emails through your Outlook or your Teams, you're not able to get everyone in your team conference room through Microsoft Teams, you call someone for help. And the person you call and the person who gives you that assistance is that administrator. Okay, that is your role. And previously I did not mention Jira Admin. It's the same thing. You will administrate someone's project management software. If they're having trouble with the problem, you might be a contractor to resolve that issue, or you can come in at the beginning of the project and set up their whole Jira project management from their roadmap, from the teams that are involved, from all the members that are there. You are responsible for that, and it is a lucrative career. So back to Office 365. I'm familiar with that. I actually was an Office 365 administrator probably in 2017 or something. I was making $25 an hour at the time. I was like 24, 25 years old. And I thought it was a great job. It was definitely a remote job too, before everybody was remote happy. I definitely learned a lot, and it's something that I picked up in about 2 months. Now, there's 9 total programs, and I would tell you from experience and just from other case studies, research, it takes 20 hours to learn each program at a high level. Now, that's at a high level. Can you get into an entry-level program and an entry-level job and learn about all the programs at a decent level to get started out? Yes, you can. But I will say it takes about 20 hours to learn each program at a high level. So we're looking at 180 total hours. If you study 10 hours a week, that's 4 to 5 months to become a high-level Office 365 administrator. For sure. And there are multiple free trainings that you can look up on Microsoft's website. Just look up Microsoft Office 365. I'll put some links in the bottom of the video, but I will only put the links there if you like and subscribe to this video. 20 hours to learn each program at a high level. 9 total programs, 180 total hours. You can for sure in 4 to 5 months become a high-level Office 365 administrator to demand $78,000 to $88,000 in the marketplace for sure. Okay, so I am a witness. I've been through the Office 365 and I've learned about this Office suite, and it's definitely something you can do. So again, if you find yourself learning, and if you find yourself as a position of authority at your job, people are coming to you to perform different tasks on the software, this could be a role for you. Okay, now how am I looking out here? How am I looking? Let's take a pause real quick. Let's take a moment to appreciate the camera. Pause for the cause. All right, we have one more career path to cover. We've covered Jira Admin, that's our project management software. We cover Office 365, that's the cloud-based Microsoft Office, right? That's 2 career paths. All right, now the last thing is in training, is in Epic. If you are in the medical field, if you work in clinics or like hospitals especially, you will notice something, and that is a software called Epic. I knew someone about 5 years ago working in Epic, and it came up to my mind again when my son was born. I saw that the software that a lot of people were using was freaking Epic. I was like, oh, this is Epic. Now, apparently, if you are a healthcare professional, they will pay for this training, and if you are not a healthcare professional, it is a slightly harder task, but it is something you can do. I've seen people do it. Average annual salary, of course, everybody wants to know, entry level, $75,000. Right? It comes out to $36 an hour. All right. So that's 3 roles. We went over 3 roles that pays over $75,000. Again, your job is to administrate someone else's system. If they have Microsoft Office, if they have Epic in their hospital, if they have Jira, they need help setting up their project, setting up all the team members in their project, setting up their roadmap, setting up some default actions, setting up, for example, you could be responsible for setting up like a password rule, right? You could be responsible for blocking out certain emails that comes to an employee's Microsoft Outlook. All of the stuff you will be responsible for. And again, if you find yourself at work, people coming to you, then this could be a good role for you. Okay, so there's 3 career paths in software training that do not require coding. Okay. Lastly, like every career path, there are levels to this, right? Now, there are levels to this. You can be a Office 365 engineer. You don't only have to be an admin. Once you feel like you've mastered an admin level, 1 to 2 years, whatever, you can become an engineer, actually. There are levels to this. I don't know if there's an architect role, but there's definitely an engineer role, and there's so much you will learn about. There's so many things you'll learn along the way about maintaining systems, security, cloud, migrations. You will become a master in a lot of different trades, in a lot of different skill sets once you start going down that path. All right, so I promised at the end. We promised this at the end. What does it take? It takes some discipline. It takes some focus. All right, those are 2 things. It takes 6 months of being locked in. I truly believe you can learn all of these skill sets at a high level in 4 to 5 months, and probably another month just probably going through labs or just going through some sharpening your iron. But definitely you want to give yourself 6 months, I believe. Like, let's say you don't have 10 months a week to study. Let's say, hey, Bab, I only have 8. Your tech homie is going to say, okay, give yourself 6 months, lock in. It's definitely something you can do. I know you haven't. There is a lot of free training that you can take. If you're not good with self-paced, there are some professional learning courses you can take, $200-$300. Not only that, there are study groups. Again, if you join the Man in Technology group, if you join Black IT Network, there are study groups of people who are studying for the same things you are. They meet virtually, they talk, they chat, they complain, they win, they cash out. Okay, there should be nothing blocking from this. You do not need an extensive tech background for this either. It does help if you do, or if you did have a tech background. It does help if you have like networking knowledge, if you understand networking. But that's that extra month I'm telling you to do, to brush up on some extra knowledge that is useful. You know, whether it's your A+ knowledge, whether it's like your CompTIA network knowledge. That's the time you can use to lock in, get off of social media, and get it in. You know, it's definitely worth it. Everybody will be proud of you if you do that. If you have any questions, check out the links that will be in the description again. All right. Now, the last thing we're gonna go over, very last thing. What does it take to live comfortably? If you're in DFW, what do you think? You know, if you are in DFW, put a comment in the section. What do you think it costs to live comfortably without children? Well, according to an MIT living wage calculator, those people over there said it takes $64,742 after taxes to live comfortably. Okay, after taxes. Now that's gonna make me do a little math here. Even though I have children, that's still gonna make me a little curious. Let's see. Where do I fall? After taxes? Okay, wait. Curious. I'm actually curious. Boom. Oh, I'm good. Whew. I'm good. I got a lot of breathing room there. So North Texas resident without children would need to make $64,742 after taxes to live comfortably. All right. Now I did it as if I was being taxed without kids, because I've been taxed without kids. And according to the MIT people, I'm good. I don't know where you are. I'm great. Okay. I'm trying to get you to that level. I really am. Their methodology in coming to that number is, in order to determine a comfortable lifestyle, the study used the 50-30-20 rule, which requires 50% after-tax income to go to needs, 30% to go to wants, and 20% for savings and debt payments. So call it how you want. That is their methodology. You can decide if that fits your living needs. But yeah, leave a comment, leave a like. Let me know if you have any questions. I was looking up here. My camera's not over here no more, right? I've got a whole new camera. We're looking good. We're looking fly. Leave a comment. Leave a like if you have any questions. Please subscribe, share it. This is something that your son, this is something that your daughter, and something that your nephew and your niece can do before they finish high school. For sure, I have no doubt about it. You can add this along with my very first video here, right? My kiddos want to get into tech. This is something that you can do as an adult. Like I said, it takes a little discipline, it takes 6 months of being locked in, it takes focus. All right. So I'm out. It's your tech homie. Peace out, y'all.